Foreign language skills. Intermediate. Module 8. Formation of children from early ages, preschool education or independent training. 8.1.
School. Most kids say they don't like school. They say their subjects are boring or there's too much homework. In fact, school is one of the best times of a person's life. Think about it. The hours are short, usually just 6 hours a day. You have the opportunity to learn lots of really useful stuff. You get to do science experiments, learn a musical instrument and play sports. On top of that, you get loads of holidays. Oh, I nearly forgot. You also get to see and play with your friends 5 days a week. What is there not to like? Okay, school lunches are not the best in the world, but you can bring your own lunch. And yes, exams are stressful. But if you study, you'll do well in them. I'd love to go back to school. If I had another chance, I'd try my best in every subject.
8.2.
They're so small and so curious.
It seems like they want to change activities every few minutes.
They're at play, but nothing could be more important. When we think of education, we think of the school years we all remember. But the years before school matter even more. The preschool years.
H. All right, let's try it again.
The first 5 years of life are full of discovery. And though some days might seem repetitive to you, for a child, there's always something new to explore.
Sometimes parents think of school as it begins in kindergarten. It really does.
Science tells us why. Studies show that the brain develops quickly during these first few years. And the more that you keep that brain busy, the better it will develop and be ready for school when the time comes. Simply put, busy babies become better students.
The first few years of life are very important in terms of brain development, in terms of structural development of the actual brain itself, as well as functional. So what kind of environment the child is exposed to during those early years will impact that child's intelligence as well as the child's personality later in life.
Awesome. Let's see.
Whether it's drawing, building, or even talking, it's all play to them. These activities are actually stimulating brain development, and it's these activities that give parents the chance to make sure their child is developmentally on track.
It's really important for parents to be aware of the fact that their kids have developmental milestones, that by certain ages, they are supposed to accomplish certain tasks and be able to do certain things.
By age 3, your child will likely learn how to feed themselves, walk upstairs with alternating feet, and by this age, they should be toilet trained during the daytime. 4, they will listen to stories attentively, brush their teeth, and play well with other children.
(8.3)
Who can resist an unmanned chocolate cake?
Should we lick the top? Yummy scrummy. Yes. That's and one more.
But how best to cover your tracks?
Someone mysterious sneaked in when
Someone
we
mysterious
weren't...
sneaked in?
Yeah.
Lying is a really important developmental skill. It tells us that the children can work out what's in someone else's mind in order to try and deceive them.
A thief came in and took that. They flew down, ate it, and then flew back.
So an elephant and a giant bird came and smudged the cake?
Yeah.
To test the children's lying skills at different ages, we left them alone with a rigged gumball machine and told them not to touch it. First, we see how the 4-year-olds handle the situation.
I want a sweet now. Who wants to turn it? Do you want to turn it? Do you want to turn it?
Whoa! And it's
Oh
gone.
no, they made Zoe turn it. Lying is a very subtle skill. They frequently get uncovered at this age. They haven't got the ability to problem solve their way out of it.
They're not developmentally advanced enough to lie, so they tell the truth.
It was Zoe! He told me to turn this thing.
Ellie, did you tell Zoe to turn it?
Well, she didn't. Yeah, but she did. She listened.
She listened, it was her fault for listening.
Now it's the turn of the 6-year-olds. They still turn the handle. They still gorge on sweets.
Yeah!
They still panic about getting caught.
You guys, why did you touch them?
But then they get rather more resourceful.
I've got a really good plan. We got to say one lie.
Cash has worked out that you can lie, and as long as you've got the rest of the group complicit with you, you get away with it.
The Smarties all came out.
Because I'm getting lots of apologies, but I kind of want to know what happened.
I was running to it like this, yeah. I accidentally fell and banged it. So it was my fault.
How ironic for parents that at the point at which their children learn to lie, they need to celebrate that as a huge developmental stage.
It shows how smart the kid is, even though it also shows that you're going to be in a lot of trouble as a parent from now on.
8.4.
Hi, Mr. Adams.
Ah, yes. You must be Kelly. Thanks for coming.
Here's my card.
Oh, the entrepreneurial spirit. It's hard to find a good babysitter on a Friday night.
Well, I like watching kids, and I need the extra money.
Well, I heard you were one of the best and most affordable babysitters in this area, and...
Well, I'd like to talk to you about my new rate increases.
Rate increases?
You see, Mr. Adams, I've consulted with my financial advisor.
What?
My mother. And she says I should charge more per child since I do cook and clean your house while you're away.
Oh, I see. So, what do you have in mind?
Well, as I see it, I'd like to ask $1 more per child per hour, and overtime after midnight. Based on my calculations, that's only 10.23% above the going market, and I'm now a certified babysitter with training in CPR.
Oh, I never knew there were courses and certifications in babysitting.
Times are changing, Mr. Adams.
Oh.
I have to figure in expenses for a benefit package to cover college tuition, retirement, and my stock portfolio. Well, I tell my dad what to do.
Oh, now, you're pulling my leg. I mean, how old are you anyway?
Old enough to be a tough negotiator.
8.5.
I want to be a doctor when I grow up, so I can help people get better. And a mommy. And a ballerina.
What happens early matters for a lifetime. As parents, educators, and legislators, we need to provide a strong continuum of early childhood education so all children have the opportunities and skills to achieve their dreams.
I'm in Miss Smith's preschool class. I like to have fun when I learn. I like to work in groups with my friends. We take turns and help each other figure stuff out.
As we just heard from Jackie, preschool is not just about ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and colors. It's about developing critical thinking, problem solving, and fine motor skills, and learning how to collaborate. It's not just play, it's purposeful play. Sadly, only 30% of 4-year-olds are enrolled in a high-quality program that prepares them for kindergarten. This is where the achievement gap begins.
My friend Michael doesn't go to preschool. I think that's no fair.
The best way to narrow the achievement gap is to prevent it from forming. High-quality early childhood programs that have the potential to level the playing field for low-income children and prepare them for success throughout their school years are essential, yet they lack funding and reach few. The achievement gap starts out as an opportunity gap. Researchers have found that by age 4, low-income children who cannot access high-quality early childhood programs are already 18 months behind their more advantaged peers. But there is hope. Researchers have found that as much as 50% of the achievement gap can be closed by effective early learning.
Next year, I'm going to have Mr. Jones as my kindergarten teacher. I'll be in school all day, just like my big brother Sam. I think my fish Bubbles might miss me, but I can't wait to learn how to read.
It's not just about preschool preparing Jackie for kindergarten. It's about ensuring she has an effective pathway for learning so she's great by 8. Without a strong continuum of early childhood learning from age 3 to grade 3, the gains children make from high-quality preschool start to go away and eventually fade out.
My brother Sam is 8 3/4. He is really cool and smart. I love it when he reads me books because he's such a good reader. When he plays math games on the computer, he can get to the millionth level.
Sam is so successful because he has reaped the benefits of a strong continuum of early childhood learning. Providing early childhood education opportunities is good for the individual, the community, and the economy. Did you know that we save $7 for every dollar invested in early childhood education? Anyone can see this is a no-brainer. Every child deserves the same opportunities as Jackie and Sam. A strong start equips students with the skills they need to pursue their dreams.
On second thought, I think I want to be an astronaut.
8.6.
Well, 9 years old, I think it's the greatest year to be alive.
So, Sarah, can you tell me what you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an author because it's a chance I get to use my imagination.
I want to be a marine biologist when I grow up. My 2 favorite animals is a turtle and a jellyfish.
I'd like to be a helicopter doctor because I've always wanted to be a doctor and I really love helicopters.
So can you name some authors for me?
David Williams Roldell and
I look up to Charles Darwin and Jacques Cousteau.
Do you think there's more men or women who do that job?
I don't think it's a job that women would be interested in.
Why?
Because I think women would be more into being a nurse.
There's more boys than girls that do it. Maybe girls aren't just interested in more of that stuff.
Girls, they like fairies and mermaids and stuff like that, but they're not really real.
You've got someone coming to meet you now.
Hi, I'm Claire.
Hi, Claire.
I'm one of the helicopter doctors. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How are you going?
Good. I'm really excited.
My name is Sam. I work here at Sea Life Sydney Aquarium and I'm a marine biologist here.
My name's Jacqueline Harvey. Do you know what I do for a job? What do I do?
Right.
I write books. Do you like reading?
Do you want to get in?
Yes.
Up your hole. Where you're sitting is exactly where I sit when we fly.
Really?
Yeah, exactly where I sit.
I'm in charge of this tank and I look after absolutely everything in here. So we have 2 dugongs and we have a whole bunch of sharks and rays, which are called blood.
I wrote a book called The Old Woman Who Lived in a Tree.
Oh. So why don't you read me this, the first page?
Once upon a time, there was an old lady who lived in a tree. One day, the old lady went for a walk.
So you can be an anaesthetic doctor, or you can be an intensive care doctor, or an emergency doctor. There's so many different options.
Cool. Yeah. There's not really a difference about boy and girl writing, so they can both become an author. I was like, oh my gosh. I've only researched about the boy marine biologist, now I finally met a girl one, like, is this a dream?
Is there anything a boy can do that a girl can't do?
No. If you want to do something, you do it.
Good look. Suits you.
Thank you.
When I'm older, these little girls will have someone to look up to because that's going to be me.
8.7.
Hey friends, that bell means it's circle time. So come on over and let's sit down in a circle. Hey, hey, circle time. Hey, hey, circle time. Hey, hey, circle time. Let's all find our spots. Hey, hey, circle time. Hey, hey, circle time. Hey, hey, circle time. Let's all find our spot. Once you find a good spot to sit down, I want you to sit down on your bottom, crisscross applesauce. Can you show me how to do it? Bottom on the floor, cross your legs, bottom on the floor. Cross your legs, bottom on the floor. Cross your legs, crisscross applesauce. Bottom on the floor, cross your legs, bottom on the floor. Cross your legs, bottom on the floor. Cross your legs, crisscross applesauce. Hey, hey, circle time. Hey, hey, circle time. Hey, hey, circle time. Let's all find our spots. Bottom on the floor, cross your legs, bottom on the floor. Cross your legs, bottom on the floor. Cross your legs, crisscross applesauce. Great job, everyone. Once you find a spot and sit down on your bottom, I want you to listen carefully and follow along. We're going to start by tapping our heads. Tap your head, 1, 2. Tap your head, 1, 2. Tap your head, 1, 2. Now let's wiggle our ears. Wiggle your ears, dooby-dooby-doo. Wiggle your ears, dooby-dooby-doo. Wiggle your ears, dooby-dooby-doo. Now let's clap our hands. Clap your hands, 1, 2. Clap your hands, 1, 2. Clap your hands, 1, 2. Now it's time to listen to your teacher. Listen to your teacher.
Hi friends, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe to the channel. Thanks, have a good day at school. Bye.
8.8.
Liechtenstein?
No, way off. I thought you guys were going to be experts. Hello, my name is JJ. I'm 5 years old. I like to make things. Are you ready to name that art?
Yes. What do you see in that picture?
There's like paint all over him, like orange paint, yellow paint. He has like no color except the paint.
He looks like the colors of the paint.
Yeah,
Interesting.
But he has nothing on, but he has no colors.
Huh.
It really is. I see it.
Like, I want to guess some stuff that's like super not age appropriate.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I do know.
The paint's like dripping down.
I've got a guess, JJ.
What?
Is it by Douglas Copeland, and it's called Brilliant Information Overload Pophead?
Yes.
Wow. What do you see this time?
There's a yellow background, and there's like marbles all over. Like.
When you say marbles, could it be dots?
Yeah, I think.
JJ, what happens when you zoom in on the painting?
It gets like even closer. Closer.
It's getting cool.
I found something. There's faces in the tears.
Faces in the tears. Is the artist Chris O'Feely? No woman, no cry.
Yes.
Oh, finally, am
Nice
I right?
job, Shayna. Yeah,
Thank you,
nice
John.
job.
What are we looking at now?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. They're laughing.
And they're laughing.
Do they look like real people, like in a photo your mom or dad would take?
They look like cartoon characters.
Are they funny colors?
Pinkish. Peachish.
Peachish.
Can you smile like the people in the picture? Okay. I have a guess for you, JJ. Is the artist Yu Minjun?
Yes, you're right.
Ah, he's one of the Chinese sarcastic realists. I bet it's Freedom and Leisure 10.
You're right again. John!
Hey, John!
Thank you, JJ. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
8.9.
What a child experiences during the first years of their life has a lasting impact on the development of their brain. While genes set the roadmap, experiences create the neural connection inside the brain that sets the foundations of our emotions, language, motor skills, vision, and memories. If one region gets additional stimulation, the neural pathways within that area and the connections to other areas grow stronger. This process is called synaptic pruning. You can also imagine your brain as a planet. There is motor skill metropolis, memory mountain, and vision village. Through the years, popular cities grow bigger and links between them get larger. Now, if one area was never developed, there can be traffic jams. This then slows down the development of the entire brain. Some neurotransmitters will be tired getting to work. Others will take shortcuts and get lost. Betty Hart and Todd Risley studied children's exposure to language. On average, children from families on welfare were exposed to about 600 words per hour. Kids from rich families got about 2,000. By the age of 3, the gap becomes 30 million words. But it didn't end there. Children from privileged families received much more positive feedback. For every 6 words of praise, there was only 1 word of discouragement. Welfare kids, however, had twice as much discouragements as praise. This could make a difference that lasts a lifetime. In a study that began in 1963, psychologist David Weikart and his team randomly divided 123 underprivileged kids into 2 groups. One group spent 2 years at a top preschool with excellent teachers. They made art, discussed problems, and received a lot of attention, respect, and love. For the other, life went on as usual, often without much attention from anyone. 40 years later, the high-scope Perry preschool study was published. At age 5, 67% of the children in the top preschool group had an IQ of over 90. They were school-ready. Of the others, only 28% achieved that. At 14, there was a big difference in basic classroom achievements. At 27, the top preschool group were more likely to own their own home. And at age 40, they earned more money and were less likely to ever be sentenced to jail. The researchers concluded that the 2 years at preschool nourished the children not only intellectually, but also gave them social skills, courage, and perseverance. This combination of character strength, also called grit, was later responsible for their success in life. The $15,000 invested in putting those kids into preschool later benefited the entire society, mainly through a reduction in crime. The total return of investment was estimated to be at $195,000. In 2006, Nobel Prize-winning economist James Heckman published what became known as the Heckman Curve. It shows the return of investments in education, which is the highest in the early years. Governments have since started to act. In Germany, parents get a lot of financial support to raise their kids. In Japan, mothers or fathers can take a full year of paid leave. In France, all children go to kindergarten free of charge. If you happen to be in charge, know that with every extra minute you spend encouraging and talking to that little troublemaker, you might be doing him a favor for life. According to the University of Michigan, regular family dinners are a stronger predictor of good grades than doing homework.
(8.10)
My name's Randall Davis, and I'm originally from the state of Indiana in the United States. When I was 19 years old, I moved to Venezuela in South America, and later returned to the United States, where I attended Brigham Young University in the 1980s. I majored in Spanish education and TESOL, or teaching English as a second language. After graduating from college, my wife and I moved to Japan, where we lived for 8 years. Now I work back in the States in Utah. However, my greatest interests are my family. Years ago, I wanted to make something of myself in my profession. Get ahead in life. However, I realized that the most important things in life lived within the walls of my own home, and today I try to put them first. My kids wouldn't remember me for the work I did outside of the home. They would only recall the moments we spent together. Therefore, I enjoy spending time with my family. I have 4 children, and we go hiking and camping together, usually in Utah. On our hikes, we often talk about life, and I tell stories or share personal experiences. When I do this, I can focus on the kids without the distractions of video games or the internet. Telling stories sounds easy, but when you have to think of a new story on a hot 12-kilometer hike through the desert, you have to come up with ideas off the top of your head. Now, this doesn't mean we don't have problems. All families face challenges in their lives, and our family is no exception. However, we try to talk openly about our problems, and we try to solve our problems together. Building a strong family takes time, but it's worth the effort.
8.11.
So your favorite age group is the junior high school age.
Yeah.
Do you have much experience teaching younger children?
Younger children, like toddler age?
Well, how about elementary school?
Yeah, elementary school I've been teaching for about 5 years, 5 or 6 years. They're fine. You just have to be a bit silly with those kids.
Yes.
Just have a good time. Can't really be too serious when you're teaching young kids because they're still kids.
That's true. So how about younger than that? How about the kindergarten age? How are they for you?
They're probably my Achilles heel. I'm not great with kindergarten students or younger than that because they don't respond to reason.
Right.
Yeah. So they're difficult for me to teach. I prefer teaching older students. How about you? What kind of age range do you like teaching?
I think I appreciate all parts of all age groups. Every group has its pros and cons. Recently, I've been teaching university students, and I think I'm remembering how much I enjoy it because they are adults, and you can treat them like adults, and you can still have a bit of silly fun with them too.
Yeah.
So these days, I think I prefer teaching the older students, the university age students. You can really go into topics quite deeply.
Yeah.
And you can get some interesting answers from some students. Other students, of course, you can't.
Everyone's different, right?
Yes, you just have to find a way of teasing their potential out of all of them, I think.
Is there a group that you don't like teaching?
I'm not used to junior high school children, junior high school students. I don't have any experience with them, so that would make me nervous, I think.
How do you think they would be different to university students?
I think, from what I mentioned before, the teenagers, the hormones, I think that would be different. There's it's bubbling inside them, all of these changes of feelings and emotions, and they have so many things to deal with. Pressure of growing up, and I think that can be more challenging. But I think it's important as a teacher to try to remember what it was like when you were that age.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing that will help you.
Absolutely. So what do you think about teaching young children, like babies? How are you with that?
I do really enjoy that. Babies are awesome. They have their own set of needs. But usually the very young classes come with, the parents are there too. So it's kind of a group-led situation, teacher-led group. And it's good fun for me. They're very cute and squishy and and very not uncontrollable. What's the word?
Unpredictable?
That's it. Completely unpredictable. One day they can be in the best mood ever, and then the next day they're just a nightmare.
I think that's why I'm terrified of them. Because they're so unpredictable. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's true. And the bodily functions too,
Yeah, no thanks.
There's
no
all
thanks.
of that.
Yeah. I'm not prepared to deal with that. No, thank you. No, thank you. No bodily functions.
8.12.
Hey! What are you doing home this weekend? I thought classes didn't end until next week.
Hi, Dad. I love you.
Aha! The 3 magic words, I need help. I've heard those before.
We better sit down.
This doesn't sound good.
First of all, is that painting on the wall new?
No. Let's get back to the conversation now.
Oh, okay. First of all, I'm failing all of my classes.
Oh.
I lost my job. I wrecked my car, your car, last week. It's at the bottom of a lake, I think.
Oh.
And the laptop I borrowed from you,
yeah.
well, it was in the back seat of the car.
Oh.
That's all the good news.
Wait.
You're not saying anything.
Okay, now, what's the bad news?
Well, I just found out that my old boyfriend was a member of a gang. He says that he and 20 of his friends are going to come over here to talk about what you've posted on their Facebook page.
I don't even have a Facebook page.
Well, you do now.
Oh.
I have to go. I'd rather not be here about 20 minutes. Love you. Bye.
Oh.